Hey, there you go. This is Chris and Justin at Early Chatter. Obviously, now we have a sweet lead-in music sound
That was cool.
thing.
I don't know
Hey,
how
man,
that
listen, I want to get back to, again, episode 4 here. Still Chris and Justin. Because we're that fucking cool. Playing with my mic, cup it.
Craig's too busy for us.
Craig is pretty busy. He's a busy boy.
Fucking douchebag.
Broadcasting again from the studio, which Justin went ahead and cleaned out. We actually have the door shut now because
Neighbors are waking up.
neighbors are waking up and we don't want them to think we're weird. I don't even think it's weird, but Lexi did say, my girlfriend did say, she's like, I don't know anybody who has a podcast. And I kind of felt like it was a jab.
Or you could be like, yeah, well, now
She
you
says,
do, you're welcome.
I did. That is
You're
pretty
famous.
much exactly what I said. But she says things in a way that I feel are, and she knows this, so it's not news. She says things in a way that aren't directly condescending, but totally sound condescending from my end. Like, if we're playing video games or something and she beats me, like, sincerely, she's like, "Oh, you did good. You almost brought it back." But all I hear in my head is just this condescending tone of, "Yeah, I beat your ass,
Bitch.
But it happens a lot, and she says that's not the case. But I feel a very condescending tone.
When I told my girlfriend we were doing this, she was like, for what?
Yeah,
I was like, ugh. Thanks
for
the
ourselves,
support,
yeah.
babe.
A lot of support.
But again, we do this to have fun.
We do it to have fun.
You
I
know?
want to get to something. Two things real quick that I noticed. You mentioned it off off air. We'll call it.
What'd you look
That you spray painted your garage door windows. And I just want to let you know that it looks pretty crack house. Like,
It does.
they're not even the same color. In fact, they actually go. It looks like a color palette. We'll get a picture of it on the Instagram, but it looks like a color palette of light brown, lighter brown, to black. Like
Yeah,
it is a.
I started
progression.
with brown
It looks
and
like
ran
you ran
out.
out. Yeah.
Or
Good.
you know what? I think I might have started with black, but so those spray paint cans came from when Craig used to live here.
It looks like you started on that one from the black, ran out of black, started with brown,
Right.
brown thick, going down,
Yeah,
out.
That's what happened. So when Craig used to live here, he spray
burped in the
painted
microphone.
like a PVC pipe for like a fishing rod holder. And
Right.
he spray painted it like camo, like
Yeah.
brown, black, green, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're right there.
Yeah, there's a can.
So, yeah. Well, my neighbor came to me and he said that he saw somebody over here looking inside of my garage.
Yeah, I could see that. It's
So-
it's an unattached garage, so it's pretty easy to.
Right. And it's easy to walk up my driveway
Right.
without me seeing or hearing
Right.
you to look in my garage, see what I have.
But I also want to mention.
Again, don't come a knocking, bitches.
Right. But I also want to mention that you have a fireplace inside, but you have your fireplace gear out here. It's a very nice antique looking set, but it doesn't seem to serve a purpose in the garage. But you do have a fireplace.
I have a fireplace.
I have a
I've
fireplace.
never actually used a fireplace.
Dude, I love fireplaces. We had a fireplace in my apartment before I moved out here, which was ridiculous. Only the third floor had them. But we used the shit out of it. We didn't have cool utensils either. Like, I had a samurai sword that I bought at a gun show that was the fire poker, sifter, and then we used, I think just like a shark. You know the shark vacuum?
Oh yeah.
I think my my roommate had that. The one he'll come on and debate you guys on a designated hitter.
That tool.
I think he just vacuumed it out with that.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's smart.
I mean, it wasn't like I burned a pair of jeans, a phone book. I think anything that we could get our hands on that we didn't want in our apartment anymore.
So you just burn bullshit.
Yeah, we had like a burn pile in the middle of a city.
Nice.
Yeah, but you said you don't like yours.
No. I love my fireplace.
Oh.
I don't use it. I
Well,
like it for looks. But hear me out.
How are you not snuggling down right in front of that motherfucker? Like, dude, two
Good
candles,
That's a good point.
some wine,
That would be nice.
a fur rug. Gotta have the fur rug.
Serenade the bitches.
Serenade the bitches. Dude, bitches love being serenaded.
I do.
Dude, you pop a fireplace, you get a lit fireplace, you got some fucking smooth jazz on the radio. Because that's what you want to hear. You want to hear some commercial breaks.
No, but
But that's not what you use it for.
I don't use it. Period.
You don't use it, period.
No, I've never turned it on. Actually, I've turned it on once.
Turn it so it's gas.
Yeah.
Ours wasn't gas.
Yeah, this one's gas.
Ours
But
was-
it's gas with a real flame. You know what I mean? Like it's fake logs, real flame. It's not just like a gas. It pulls off heat.
Right.
Like it produces a
It's
real
not electric.
flame.
I'd have to say electric because I think anytime Electric start.
It's an electric. It's gas powered electric start.
Yeah,
So when the power goes out, I feel like I'm like looking at you through this, but so like when the
it's pretty hot.
yeah, when the power goes out, I can't use it.
Yeah.
Which I tried, and I was pretty pissed.
See, that to me renders a fireplace 100% useless. Like I wouldn't like
No,
if
so
you can't use
I
like
can use it.
so-
I'm just retarded, and I just thought about it. I could turn the gas on.
Jesus.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean that.
and light it
can-
with your hand. Yeah, hand lighter.
Right, yeah.
See, I was gonna say because the whole point I would see to a fireplace is in the event of power going out in the wintertime. I pushed the mic with my chin. That's why it sounded so good. Is to heat your house.
Right.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that got hurt on fireplaces getting drunk and then falling over onto them. Like the ones that have the outer ledges. Like where you used to be able to like sit for some reason. Like I do believe fireplaces should just be flush against a wall. But let's maybe move on from antiquities of older houses. I don't know if a lot of houses still have them now. I mean, I prefer a fireplace. They're nice.
Yeah, they're cool. So mine is in the wall.
Yeah.
You've been in my house. You've
Yeah.
seen my fireplace. So the floor around it is brick,
Yeah.
and then all around the side,
Yeah.
like up above it, around the sides are brick. Yet the stupid owners before me painted the brick white.
Oof.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Yeah, I don't think you should
And-
paint brick.
No. The main objective of brick is to look good.
Yeah,
and it
it's
looks
for the
antique
red,
and
yeah.
it looks good. So I tried.
I wonder if there's a reason behind it.
Yeah, they're stupid. Just like they put carpet over hardwood. Stupid.
Yeah,
Which
that
I'm
is-
gonna get into that today because
Yeah.
I need to rip up my
You're
carpet.
ripping up your carpet. A little bit of home improvement. Craig just got done doing a bunch of home improvement. You're doing home improvement. I have an apartment, so I don't get to do home improvement.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, but I prefer paying into something. I
rewarding.
prefer paying into something
I'm excited
that
to
I'm
see what
gonna
my
be
house is
able
gonna look like now.
to either get something out of, or I'm not just like for me. Renting is just throwing. Same thing with leasing a car. Leasing a car is the dumbest thing you can do. It is the biggest waste of money. If you lease a car, good for you, but you can still haggle. People don't think you can haggle. You can actually haggle the price down like you're going to buy it on the lease and then lease from that price. But I prefer to put money into something I'm going to get money back out of. Investing.
Right.
Getting a little nest egg. But
Agreed.
you're going to, yeah, Craig just put a bunch into his house. He just got a bunch of his stuff done. Heard a little bit of the back chatter on the, what is it, episode 2
Yeah.
with the
No, this house looks
flooring.
really
Yeah.
good.
And then you're doing the same thing. You're doing some renovating. You're gonna do you're gonna do hardwood. Doing a bathroom.
No. So right now my game plan is today I'm ripping up my carpet. I'm gonna resand, restain. Just not even stain. That's the
Yeah.
wrong word. I'm gonna polish it up a little bit just to
Right.
see what I got.
Yeah. See
The
if you
carpet
gotta
needs
replace
to
it.
go. I got 2 dogs. It stinks. They
Yeah.
destroy everything.
Oh yeah.
So the carpet's coming out today.
Hardwood shows more dirt, but it's easier to clean.
Right.
Right.
And
It's not embedded
it's a
in there.
better look, and you won't have that. I love my dogs more than anything. I'm about to get them tattooed on me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my dogs, I love them. So anybody that knows me personally knows that. But I cannot stand when you come home from work that disgusting dog smell. I vacuum once a day at least. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
I
That's a lot
hate
of
it.
fur. And you don't even have like high shedding dogs. You got 2
No,
pits.
I got 2 pits. They don't shed much. I mean, a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
but it builds up quick. It's a pain in the ass. But so I think the hardwoods would be fun. They'll be cool. They'll look good. It'll be right around the fireplace.
And I think it
They'll
adds
look nice.
value too.
That
I think
too,
hardwood
that's
is,
why I don't
I think
understand
hardwood's
why-
like the number one thing that ups the value.
Yeah.
I will say though that I do prefer carpet in certain rooms. Like but you do have dogs. I don't have dogs. So I prefer it in the living room. It's kind of dampening for sound. I like hardwood or tile in the kitchen and dining room. Spill shit. It's easy to clean.
And that's another thing. I'm redoing
But-
my kitchen. I'm gonna put tile down.
Just put a fucking granite countertop in.
Are
Do
you
cement.
financing this?
No, do cement. I seen a couple guys. One of the guys I know, he did a DIY cement countertop. They look nice.
I can see
They're
that.
cheap too. I mean, you mix
Yeah.
it and pour it.
I might just like refinish the top of my countertop.
You
Like,
got wood
just
countertop?
Like, it's like wood. Well, it's like wood with like shit over it.
I'd
So-
suggest cleaning the shit up.
But yeah, I'm gonna redo my kitchen. Well, just the floor,
All right.
and then my dining room. I don't know what I'm gonna do because that does not have real hardwood. So when I first moved into my house, I had a bright red carpet with huge sunflowers.
Fuck yeah.
So that came up right away.
Dude, that's the shit.
And I
right
was
there.
thinking that my 2 bedrooms downstairs are hardwood. So in my logical thinking
Right.
is that there was hardwood underneath that carpet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rip up the carpet. There's hardwood halfway, then plywood.
Huh.
And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So halfway
Yeah.
through my hallway, and then it stops and goes to plywood. I start ripping the plywood up, thinking that there's hardwood underneath.
Yeah.
They just put that down there to level it or whatever. I get into the dining room. There's no hardwood. It is like braces.
Huh.
Basically. So
Yeah.
So I need to figure out something to do. So what I might do is run tile, kitchen, dining room, hallway, and just run it all the way down. And I might even, while I'm at it, do the. I might just do the bathroom while I'm at it.
Yeah, might
Just
as well.
to get it done. So,
Tile, yeah. Yank tile.
so
out.
then I'll have
One quick
hardwood,
shot.
hardwood in the dining room, and the 2 bedrooms.
Plus, then you don't have to have that shitty divider. Where
Yeah.
You got like hardwood to tile, and you get that
Yeah, the-
metal strip in between that
yeah, I
catches
hate
up. Those
that.
nails are those nails come out.
So
Yeah.
that's
That's
today. That's my game plan is rip up my carpet.
That's good. It's a
So
good weekly game plan.
Girlfriend just left with the kid. Go down to
There
her
you go.
parents for the day and give me the house to myself.
There you go.
She did not feed my dogs.
That sucks.
That was that text message going off
That's the hungry dogs in the house.
with the door open to the food room.
They'll feed themselves. Dogs are pretty smart in that sense. When they get hungry, they find it pretty damn quick.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So what are we doing? Okay, today, so we came up with a couple things to talk about today, which is actually doing a little bit of current event just because this thing is getting blown up. I see it everywhere. We've been talking about it at work. I'm sure everybody's got their 2 cents about it. But let's go ahead and get into it. The Olympics. They're closing
Yeah.
out.
Hey, word, go America. I think we kicked ass.
Phelps came home. I will give Phelps credit. The
dude.
first interview they tried to get him to do in Arizona, Good
No.
Morning America ran up to him, and he was just like, dude, I'm just trying to get my family home. You want an interview?
He got so
Call
much
my
shit
agent.
for that.
You got so much shit for it. I commend him for
Me
it.
too. 100%.
Like you're hey,
I got into an argument with a guy at work
he's got a
about that.
small child. No, so here's the deal. I get it. As a professional athlete, you are pretty much forced to talk to the media, whether you want to or not. My favorite thing, since we were talking about the UFC's, I don't know what days we're gonna just call these things. So since we were last talking about the UFC's, the number one greatest thing I absolutely love is post-fight interview. Now, Joe Rogan is the man, and he tries to keep it going. But the last thing I want to do after just getting my face beat in for 20 minutes and losing is talk to anybody about it. What do you think happened there? I got punched
Got my
in the
ass
face
kicked.
more than I needed to. What do you think was the deciding factor? How many times I got punched in the face? I don't know, when he wrapped his arm around my neck and I stopped breathing. But, yeah, that interview to me was 100% justified. He's got a small child with him. You know, I understand he just won a ton of medals, but you know what? I also commend him because I think first interview should be hometown. He wants to get back to Maryland, get to his home, get settled in.
He wants to get his family
And then do
home
the circuit.
How long's a flight from Brazil?
So they went to Arizona first. I'll guarantee it's a 6-hour flight. When you got to we traveled with my guy, my son at 6 weeks to Florida. So that's only like a 2-hour flight. Now I will say that babies, I believe, are easily more manageable on a plane than a toddler. A toddler you got to entertain. They get bored quick. This dude, he ate, he slept. When he woke up, I stood him on my legs and stared at him. He stared at me. Done.
Your son.
Flight over. Yeah,
Your son.
that's what I said. I said my son.
Okay.
We flew with him at 6 weeks. I want to say Phelps' kid's probably about that age, maybe a little bit older.
He's right around there. He's an infant still.
But that's the easy thing. But still, I mean, 6 hours on a plane, and then from Arizona to Baltimore straight through. That I know is a 6-hour flight.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, you got 12 hours of flying just to get home. It's like, man, the last thing you want to do is be surrounded by a ton of people, have to try and get to your next plane because who knows how long his interview is. Like, what are you expecting from a guy? And then at the other end of it, what was the other big news? That Ryan Lochte guy?
Ryan Lochte.
Lochte. Did he dye his hair that color, or is it just naturally that fucking pitch white?
Fucking ugly. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna Google that for research.
That's the research we're doing here at Early Chatter, is finding out hair color,
If you type
natural or
in
not.
Ryan L-O,
Yeah.
his name is the first search engine.
Yeah.
His second is hair. Ryan Lochte.
A lot of people
hair.
want to know if that shit's fake, and I'm guessing it is. I'm sure he dyed it for something like.
It says it pops up. Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte again changes hair color and story about Rio robbery.
Oh, he changed his hair color just for about this. He's trying to get incognito. So that was a whole big thing. Now our biggest problem was, why did you lie to your mom? So the big thing coming out first was that he called the cops, or that there was a story, but he didn't. He just talked to his mom, and then his mom got in contact with the federale,
Right.
and that whole thing got blown up. Like what? You don't come on the radio. You don't do an interview and say, "Yeah, he pointed a gun to my temple," and I just said, "Whatever," slapped it away. Like even if you're trying to sound cool, having a gun pointed at you, as speaking from experience, isn't exactly a tough guy moment where you're just like, "Whatever, bro."
Yeah, you
bitch
up real quick. I don't care who the fuck you are. So one of the quotes he had.
You pitch up real quick.
You do. Not that I know from experience. I'm just saying. I can
you
imagine.
Do.
Yeah.
You do.
So one of the quotes he said was, "I definitely had too much to drink that night, and I was very intoxicated."
Isn't that how most stories start? Whoa, that sounded weird. Isn't that how most stories start? Golly, I don't know what the hell happened there. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
So then he said another quote is, I have the story pulled up here.
All right.
It says, "It's how you want to make it look like. Whether you call it a robbery or whether you call it an extortion or us just paying for the damages, we don't know. All we know is that there was a gun pointed in our direction, and we were demanded to give money." Okay, first of all, his first story was he had a gun planted in his forehead.
Right. Okay, so I get the extortion part because you
There's
hear
a
about
difference
that.
between somebody saying,
Right.
"I got a gun," or
Well, right. Well, Justin is showing an appendix hold.
yeah.
No, and I understand that, but I do get the extortion part of it, where like it's similar in Mexico. If you're an American or a tourist, if you're just a tourist, let's not even just go American. In Mexico, you get pulled over by the cops. They tell you, "Hey, we're going to keep your license." And I do know somebody who this happened to. They say, "We're either going to take your license, you're going to have to come down to the station, fill out paperwork, or you can give us $100, whatever it is in pesos, or what it roughly turns out to be in pesos, whatever it is." But they say, "Or you can just give us $100 and be on your way." And I feel like that could have been the story, and that's how it should have been addressed.
Right.
But when you say robbed, I guess that can be misconstrued. But again, at that point, why not just come clean? Why not? Why go ahead with this whole
Yeah,
lie?
why keep it
I don't know.
I didn't understand that either.
That's the same thing. Did he get suspended for it? He got suspensions, right?
I don't know. I mean, he's a swimmer. What is he being suspended for?
Well, you get suspended.
The Olympics are over.
Right, the Olympics are over,
And
but
he's done swimming. He's already home.
well, that was the thing is they held those guys' passport, and I get the point there
Only
is because
not
Rio.
Lochte, though.
Not Lochte. He left.
He got the
He
fuck
bailed.
out.
But I get holding their
Pussy.
I get holding the whole passport things and wanting to sort the whole thing out because Rio, love or hate it, I'm gonna go off it. It's a second world country.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Tried to do that out of the mic. And the big thing was that, everybody's talking about the crime that happens there, the poverty and everything like that, the riots, the protesting, everything that happened. They're trying to get out of this thing as unscathed as possible, with as few incidences as possible. So I get them wanting to make sure that this whole thing was sorted out so that they don't look bad as the host of this huge event. Because something like that is going to ruin tourism. That's basically what the Olympics do for a country, is it increases tourism. Although, dude, if you look back at some photos of, Sochi?
Yeah.
I think the only thing still in use after all of that is the high dive, is the swimming area. Everything else is just falling into, disarray.
Yeah.
But he'll probably get a suspension. I mean, he probably won't be able to compete in the next one or something like that, or some coming events.
I mean, the dude's in his 30s, so, I mean...
He's probably done anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he...
But you gotta. So that's the same thing with anything else, though. Like, what constitutes a suspension? I mean, let's go off. I mean, swimming's okay. That's once every 4 years. That's the Olympics. You get suspended. It's whatever. But now you got professional sports with no standards of. Right. So you were telling me a story. What was the story you were telling me? Something about a player who got a lower suspension than somebody else, but for something that was way worse.
Right.
But that's rampant. But okay, so what was the story you had?
So there's a kicker, place kicker Josh Brown for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Recently just got suspended one game.
Yeah.
For, so I think the story goes, I'm not 100% positive. I have it up, but I don't really feel like sitting here reading. But I think what happened was he was...
That's the story of our life. I don't want to read.
Yeah, I don't feel like reading. I can't read. But,
Hooked on phonics, man.
Exactly. And they have a new number, by the way. So, if you listen and...
We got to call them
Yeah,
and
we
tell them
should.
we're promoting the shit out of their product.
Sorry. But,
We sorry.
We sorry. But, so I think what happened was that his wife called the police saying, he was being abusive or whatever. The cops showed up, arrested him for domestic violence.
Yeah.
So right away, that's a suspension.
Right.
So now his wife is saying he's been violent towards her for over 20 years. And I'm reading a story here that says She told police he'd abused her more than 20 times since she became pregnant with their daughter in 2009. So, okay, sorry. So not 20 years, but 20 times
20 times.
since
Okay.
2009. Regardless.
Right.
One time, you're a coward.
Yeah.
Period. You put your hands on a woman, you're a piece of shit.
But does it say beating or violent toward? Like he could have been making through. Either way, it does. It's not justified either way.
So, apparently he had grabbed her wrist. She reached for a phone during an argument. There was redness on her wrist and a small cut, possibly from a fingernail.
Okay.
So he wasn't beating her.
So, but he got a single game suspension.
One game.
And
so
then you got somebody else.
Le'Veon Bell from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
I hate the Steelers. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, but
Right.
still, the dude last year he got suspended 4 games, the first 4 games for failing a drug test for marijuana.
Right.
So then, end of the year he tore his ACL, so he's coming back this year, and I'm assuming that once you fail a test, you now have more tests.
Yeah, most likely they're going to
So
keep
they
more on
test
top of
you
you.
more than
yeah,
the
they're going to
regular
keep.
gel.
Yeah, they're going to stay more on top of you.
So he had a drug test coming up before this year started,
Yeah.
and he didn't show
Right.
for X amount of reasons. I don't know why he didn't show, whatever. I
Right.
don't care. So he didn't show, so he automatically got a 4-game suspension for, let's say, theoretically, failing a drug test for marijuana.
Right.
So you suspend a guy 1 game for beating his wife. I take that back. He didn't beat
Allegedly.
her. Allegedly.
Well,
so
so
you suspend a guy for putting his hands on a woman
Right.
for 1 game, but you suspend a guy 4 games for smoking a little pot.
Right.
That makes 0 sense to me.
Well, technically, they didn't even pop him on anything because he missed the test. He got a 4-game
Agreed,
suspension
but
for
that's
missing.
a
still,
failed test,
but that
whether
should
you're
be-
on probation
right.
or anything.
I'm just saying that
a missed test is a failed test.
What I agree with is that he shouldn't have gotten 4 games.
So,
There's
and then,
no,
by
that's,
the way, there's a dude in the NFL right now, played for the Cowboys. God, I can't think of his name. But,
tweet us if you know his name at Early Chatter.
yeah, I'll find it. Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy's his name.
Scratch that tweet.
don't tweet us. No, but seriously, please tweet us. And like our pictures.
Look at
at,
pictures.
At early_chatter, please.
Early_chatter.
Instagram. But so homeboy grabbed his pregnant girlfriend,
Yeah.
threw her on a pile of guns, and said, "Pick which one you want me to shoot you in your fucking head with."
Jesus.
Yeah, and guess what he's doing? He's playing fucking football. Fuck that. And,
Yeah.
Like I just it makes 0 sense to me.
Well, see,
Like I
that's-
know domestic violence is a huge thing going on right now because it seems like it's cool. It's the new cool thing to do
Right.
is to be violent domestically.
Well, you got to think. So if
And I don't
that's
know
all that that's all that road rage.
I agree 100%. I think
So,
I
but
truly think it is.
That's where it is. I mean, what constitutes what? If you do know, hey, you know what? If you're a rep for the
Yeah, if
for the NFL,
you're an NFL rep, please
tweet us. This mic might fall off. I think it's getting loose. I'm moving it too much. But no, I mean, you always see that where somebody gets 4, somebody gets 1, somebody gets. I don't understand.
Like,
I guess my problem is I just don't understand
the punishment doesn't fit the
justification.
crime.
Now, if they're waiting for some sort of one's handled. So I could see the only way I could see is one directly. Is
Like, where do you
one,
start?
Well, one's directly tied to his profession. They both are, but one's more publicity than anything else. So they're suspending him 1 game. The
kicker,
the
Josh
kicker.
Brown.
They're suspending him 1 game because it's an outside offense, whereas the failing of the drug or failing to show up for a drug test is directly job related.
Okay, then why hasn't Ray Rice received a job?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, that's
Now,
the
don't
thing.
get
is,
me
like,
wrong, don't get me
You don't want
wrong.
to get that bad publicity either.
don't
tied
get
to
me
the
wrong.
team.
You put your hands on a woman,
Right.
you should be X'd out.
I think he did more than put his hands on.
I agree.
Straight
I agree. But the only thing.
haymaker.
But what's worse? Punching your girlfriend in the face one time, or being abusive more than 20 times while she's pregnant.
Right.
So it's like, where do you draw the line?
I think both of them are bad.
Ray Rice served his time.
Right.
He didn't go to, I don't mean serve his time by jail, but he was suspended. The Ravens cut him. He lost his job.
Right.
And he still can't get a job.
Right. So that's
Like-
well. Do you think the kicker should have that same punishment?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all that directly relates to PR
In
and,
my
and the
personal
financing
opinion,
of the team.
if
But
you
how many people are wearing a Kickers jersey? How many people are
Agreed.
coming out and
I
being like,
agree. but the thing is, in my opinion, there's enough college athletes out there. How many
Yeah.
college teams are there? 160 probably? 130,
yeah,
160?
if you don't even want to count D1.
In Division 1. That's what
Yeah.
just Division 1.
Yeah.
Your top athletes. So you're gonna tell me that you can't just start cutting motherfuckers and replace them?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Especially
Those
kickers.
jobs shouldn't be.
You know how many kickers don't make it?
Right.
There's 32 teams in the NFL. You carry one kicker.
Yeah.
There's 160 college teams.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Do the math. Seriously, do the math.
No,
I'm
I
just
don't.
kidding.
160 divided by 3.
Yeah.
That's 50. It's at least 50 kickers.
That don't get a job.
Right.
There's more than 50, bro.
Well, I'm just dividing 36 divided by
That's only
160.
80.
Yeah. What?
There's
No.
32 teams.
Yeah,
50 don't make
3.
it.
I don't know. All right, tweet us the math. But no, I get what you're saying. Like, I don't get the suspension policy. That's across the board too. You
just-
got so
if
Miguel
you
Miguel
are-
Cabrera got suspended for drinking and driving,
Right. How long
beating
did he
his
get?
wife. He got I don't remember what his game suspension was.
So he got, I don't know, let's say 15 games.
But-
I don't know.
Right, but
20
bad
games.
but bad PR seems to be less time than
Right, but if you fail a drug test in Major League Baseball for performance-enhancing drugs, which could
Yeah,
be
you're-
anything from
it's flat.
Adderall,
It's a flat line.
your first offense is 80 games,
Yeah.
half a year.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
second
that's what I'm
offense
saying.
is a full year.
But what is it for? But like I
Third
said,
offense, you're out.
but that's what I'm saying for PR related stunts. Like Miguel Cabrera was out a certain number of games just for doing
That's
that.
what I'm saying,
But that's
though.
where is that where the line's drawn, or should they have? I think they should have a standard for every single thing.
Yes, you get suspended. If you get arrested, one, if you get arrested for domestic violence, you're out. Period.
Arrested in general, because if you get arrested for drug charges, you're going to fail a drug test. If you're arrested for, if you're arrested for
I'm
who was it
putting-
who was it who had the gun in a nightclub?
Oh, Plaxico Burress, he shot
Yeah.
himself in the fucking leg.
Well, I don't even care about shooting himself, but I mean something like that. That's a weapons charge.
But it is, and he went to jail for 2 years for it.
Right, so he went to
So
jail.
he
so
shot
that
himself, went to jail for 2
Well,
years.
that's
So
because he shot it.
paid
But yeah,
his dues.
and then dog
right?
fighting.
You don't
Good
even
old-
want to get
good
me
old
started
Vic.
there. You don't
Well, that's what I
get
mean.
me
Like,
on
and he
that.
did his time. So if you serve
He did
jail
his time,
time,
and you know what?
you serve jail time, but even he's back.
Right.
Ray Rice ain't.
Exactly. Like, and don't get me wrong. I'm a huge advocate for dogfighting.
Against
Again,
dog
I'm
fight.
sorry.
Jesus.
Against dogfighting. I'm a huge advocate against it. I own 2 pits. I can't stand dogfighting. My heart gets racing. I'm starting to get a little hype right now. But even still, I place abusing a woman
Well, of course.
way higher than
Well,
all that shit.
No, and I agree with that. But I mean, there is no. I don't
But then
think.
you
I don't
got-
think it should be case by case. I think
No.
they should say pretty much you get a
Across the
charge.
board.
Yeah, across the board. It's the same for everybody. You got everybody doing shit. Roethlisberger, Brady.
Allegedly.
Brady got his suspension for the deflated gate.
He
which I
got
don't even
4
think-
footballs for allegedly
4 games.
4 games for allegedly deflating footballs.
Right, and this
Get
guy
the
got
fuck out of here
This guy got 1 game
for beating his
wife.
wife. Jesus Christ! Where do you? Ugh. NFL, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think baseball kind of has it across the board. I'm not sure about the NBA.
But see, I don't understand. Like you said, Miguel Cabrera, drunk driving, arrested, beating his wife. I'll look it up here in a second.
Separate charges, but
Separate charges. But he got suspended X amount of games.
yeah,
It wasn't 80.
no, it
So-
definitely wasn't as 80. So
So if
there's
you
a
fail a
standard
drug
beyond,
test
but-
for performance-enhancing drugs, you
Right.
get 80 flat. Boom.
Right, yeah.
So now they're basically setting a standard that if you use performance-enhancing drugs to make yourself better, and performance-enhancing also includes Adderall.
right.
Chris Davis just got suspended half a year for Adderall.
Yeah.
Fucking Adderall.
Oh yeah, because he didn't have a prescription, did he?
This time.
This time.
He's had a prescription
Right.
his whole life. He just not this time that
Right.
he got popped. He didn't have a prescription.
Right.
So
Probably had leftovers.
right, probably.
Yeah.
So he got suspended half a year for using a quote unquote drug that
Yeah.
was prescribed to him, but yet Miguel Cabrera allegedly beat his wife, was charged on it, and
So,
he doesn't get half.
I think
year.
I
don't
think
understand.
I think what we're agreeing on is that I think there needs to be basically
we agree.
flatline standards for because it's tough. I mean, as I'm not going to say. I mean, I follow sports. I follow teams. You know, following players to me is unless you retire with the team, there's no point in getting a jersey with your name on it because you could play for 30 different teams in your career unless you just like the player.
Right.
Which is in some cases I think a lot of people.
It happens
but-
a lot.
You know, having a flat line for everything, like, it's just saying, like, okay, if you get this charge, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to do. It's generally 3 things you hear about. Yeah, I remember mine, too. Like I said, drunk driving, beating your wife, outside charges. Obviously, I think they try and let police handle and then do it accordingly.
Well, that's fine,
obviously,
but
if they get time, they're obviously suspended.
if you
for
get
that
criminal
time,
charges, I If
But
you have charges
again,
against you, I fully agree
but
to let the
publicity wise, to me it's the same. Whether obviously, like I said, hitting your wife and failing a drug test are two very different things. One's regulated by the team. One is within your personal life. But realistically, if I think in most everyday jobs, if you have a domestic violence or if you have any sort of criminal charge, it hurts your job prospects. It hurts your future performance. It hurts a lot of things, and I think that should carry over to the NFL. I don't think it should be
right.
based on this case. I don't think it should be case by case for the NFL. I think they should have flat line punishment. You do this, you're out this many games,
Yeah.
you forfeit this much money. Obviously, they lose money on suspensions. They
Right.
don't get
And
paid
another
for
thing
suspended
that
games.
really irritates me is because guys like me and you. Now, I'm not saying that all these drug charges or DUIs or
Right.
or whatever are felonies, but there comes a certain time where they are.
We're also not in the spotlight, though.
Agreed.
So, like,
but
I
a
think-
job's a job.
Right? No. That's what I'm saying. Is I think across the board, one of my other big issues is publicity because I don't believe that any NFL player, let's go with golfer even, should have to apologize for their private life. It is their private life, and obviously being in the spotlight forces their private life to come to light. But
Agreed. But
In
if
in
me and
this
you
case,
go to
it
get a
does-
job,
right.
they're going to check our background and
Right.
see that we have a felony for domestic abuse.
right, or a misdemeanor.
Or a misdemeanor.
think
So
you
if,
have to put
if I go
misdemeanors
into a
down.
job interview, if we apply for the same job, they're going to look at me and they're going to look at you. We interview, let's
Right.
say
But they're not-
I even interview
but-
a little bit better than
But they're
you.
non-discriminatory.
Yeah, right. And then they see my criminal history.
Right.
They're going to choose you.
Right.
They don't want that shit.
They don't want that on their record.
and they don't want to take a chance with a guy like me.
Right, because you
who-
could possibly repeat offend and could
Exactly.
be out. Essentially,
So-
they're losing. They could end it. So that's what I'm getting at is that having it across the board flat. I mean, because they're in the public spotlight, because that is a burden that's placed on them. They should have a standard for it. And I think flip flopping between he gets this many games based on a review is ignorant. I think it should just be flat. A flat suspension tax, if you will. You forfeit this many games for doing this stuff. And I think, to be honest, knowing the suspension right now, I mean, a lot of them I think can try and get away with it, thinking, oh, I'll only get one game, oh, I'll only get 2 games. I have this much draw. I have this much, I get paid this much, in revenue for bringing in, for selling jerseys, for selling this stuff. I think that also affects suspension limits. But it shouldn't matter if you're the biggest name in sports. If you do anything outside of what should be the normal, obviously, then flatline it. 4
Right.
games. Or, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I just think that, I mean, flatline it is pretty much what we're looking at, or at least the
Yeah.
standard. So, everybody, even novice like myself, know what's happening. If I hear a story about it, I know what's coming. I
Right.
don't have to
I
try and
mean-
guess or figure out. Because I think everybody just gets mad when you hear that this guy got this guy got that. And it's just so patchwork on who
Right.
gets what.
I
It's
mean,
not worth
my
it.
whole issue with the thing is that it seems that MLB, NFL, whoever is basically saying that taking performance-enhancing drugs is worse than putting your hands on a woman, and that's
Right.
what really pisses me the fuck off. So,
Right, they need a standard for
Fuck
they
all
need a
y'all.
they need a standard for off-season shit.
right. All right.
So
That's
talking
enough of
about
that bullshit.
so talking about since we're talking we got a little bit on alcohol there. I want to bring up as we did last week. We in the photo you can notice again the throwback here. We're gonna go into this
stack of penthouses
the
I
stack
got
of penthouses
from the
We're,
70s.
we found in Justin's basement. Much like any young budding teenager finding his parents' stash,
Yes.
Justin found his. So I want to throw it back here because we're gonna read a couple
Well,
ads. I think
first, they were not my parents'
they were not your parents' stash. I want to keep going back to this. We said we'd do a couple articles or a couple ads. The ads are a lot shorter than the articles. The articles are actually pretty well written.
Oh,
If you
Jesus.
read articles.
Well, I ain't looking
So I
at
want
them
to go to the
pictures.
difference here because I want to go to the difference from the 70s to today, especially with this one. So when vitamin water, I'm gonna talk about what I want to first, then I'm gonna do the comparison. So do you remember vitamin water when that first came out?
Yeah, old 50 Cent
Yeah.
was the part owner. They sold it.
I think even before that, before they got bought.
No. He was part owner prior to them.
Oh, was he? Okay,
selling
I
it.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
He sold it for
I'm sure a good amount of money.
a couple $100 million.
But the original ad campaign of vitamin water was a cure for hangover. It had vitamin, it had electrolytes, it had everything, and they stopped doing that the original ads were, wake up the next day groggy and hurting, drink a vitamin water, and you'll get going. But I think yeah, I was going to use a different word. But they veered away from that, and I'm sure it was due to public opinion. Or, maybe the advertising just wasn't working. But I have an ad here for Alka-Seltzer in this 70s penthouse that is straight up how to handle a hangover is how this ad is titled. And here we go. It's easy to handle a hangover. Follow these simple rules, and you won't get one. Do not go to a party unless they serve only apple cider. Avoid going out with attractive women. They will only lead you to alcohol. If for some strange reason you find yourself at a party with an attractive woman where they serve alcohol, you may end up with a hangover. You will have fun at the party, but the next morning you will not have fun with the hangover. Too much alcohol can give you a terrible headache. You'll be exhausted from staying up all night, having such a swell time. Your nerves will not be able to bear any more serious sensory input. A toothbrush dropped on the floor will set a deafening clatter inside your aching head, and your stomach will be upset because too much alcohol creates excess acid. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a... It's very informative. It's actually giving me quite a bit of information here. Let's see what we got. Your mouth may even begin to feel dry, like the guy in the movie crawling across the desert with his tongue hanging out. Now try to remember all the fun you had last night, and take Alka-Seltzer for that upset stomach and headache. Just FYI, everybody, we're not sponsored by anybody.
We just think it's
purely
funny.
reading this because
This
is an ad. Alka-Seltzer will give you the fast relief because it contains both antacids and specially buffered aspirin. Unlike plain aspirin, Alka-Seltzer reaches your stomach already dissolved, along with antacids to soothe your stomach. So get all the pain relief of regular aspirin while protecting your stomach. In fact, it does wonders for your stomach. Fast. The antacid in Alka-Seltzer go to work so instantaneously to neutralize the excess acid and bring soothing relief. When you take Alka-Seltzer for a hangover, you will discover the remarkable truth behind a great little phase you catch yourself humming all the time. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Fast, fast, fast. Jesus Christ. That's the takeaways. The Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Fast, fast, fast. So
that's what we've been doing wrong all these years.
Apparently, I just haven't been taking antacid.
Yeah.
Alka-Seltzer. Here I've been waking up the next day and just chugging water. Eating hard-boiled eggs and greasy food. McDonald's doesn't do the wonders Alka-Seltzer apparently does. But you got to think, so the ad in the 70s was straight up like, hey, we know you're an adult. We know you get fucked up. Obviously, you're an adult if you got this magazine. Or a 14-year-old kid who just found it.
Yeah.
But you just don't see that kind of advertising anymore. I don't know if they just do it in print, honestly. If anybody out there does regularly read adult magazines, give us a tweet and let us know if they're still advertising as such. Obviously, it is for adults, but you don't see anybody tying themselves to, hey, you're drunk, you're hurting, get up and do shit the next day. Or is there? I mean, I don't have cable anymore. Is that something you see now?
No, you never see anything for... And that's the way the world is today.
I think it's supposed to be more subtle.
It's almost like they condone drinking if they say that.
Right.
Because we're all pussified nowadays.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I'm getting from this, is that back then it was like, hey, man, we know you're going to go get fucked
up. And back then, they probably
really
ain't talking about alcohol as much as they are the good shit.
Yeah.
Well, supposed good shit.
Right. And I mean, it's to me, it's interesting. I had fun with that. It's got a lot of cool pictures. Yeah. We'll have Justin take a picture of this and put it up on the Instagram at early_chatter. But that one we have a Subaru ad we'll read a little bit later on. But I just advertising's gone such a different way nowadays. I don't think they can outright come out and condone drinking and how to take care of that. Like I said, I think vitamin water originally was billed as the hangover cure. And not anymore. Now it's like revitalize yourself. I mean, it's like subtle. They want to subtly tell you that if you drink this, you'll get...
Greasy food and vitamins inside your body.
Right.
Or just get off your ass, stop being a pussy, man.
Right, I mean, if you got a headache and you got to do shit. I will say, though, now in my 20s, the hangover
30s.
is 10 times... Yeah, I guess closer to 30. I won't say in my old age. It is like 10 times worse. Dude, we used to go out... Before, when I was 21... Dude, Thursday night, ladies' night. Not for dudes, but Thursday night, ladies' night, or even Friday night, we'd go across the street to a bar. You drink until 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, walk home, because we're responsible, and the bar was across the street from our house. And you wake up at 6 o'clock. I mean, we had early shifts. We had to get up at 5 to be in there by 6, or even 4 to be in there by 6. And it's just, yeah, you got up and did it. Now, dude, I sleep, I lay on the couch like cocooned in a blanket.
Yeah, I don't get out of bed.
And I don't want to move. Like shades down,
Yeah.
blinds up,
Black
yeah,
out.
blinds down. I get cozy.
Yeah, I don't deal with hangovers very well. And hence last weekend,
Yeah, that's right.
with
We're shooting the bows and
our
everything.
first 2 podcasts, we didn't get drunk, but we tied one on pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Between Craig and I. And
Yeah.
the next day, shooting my bow, I was not happy.
Dude, especially it was like 98 degrees.
Yeah.
Hey,
Heyo.
real quick shout out. They're touring out here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Dude, I want to say, so in my experience, and I think we heard this on Drinking Bros, the one we were listening to, how at a party it was like mainly dudes, and I think I want to say Backstreet Boys came on,
Jesus.
and this, like almost every guy knew the song. I want to say more guys know the lyrics to 90s and early 2000 boy bands than girls do nowadays.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's this weird niche thing. Like girls were way into it back then, but they moved on. And guys are now. It's okay to. It's okay to say you rep Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I did. Big time. Don't care.
And Sync, you can do some bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Dude, I still know those. I still know those moves.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just jumping around and waving and shit. Weren't they puppets? They were
point
puppets in one.
and wave.
Point and wave. Yeah, bye. It's that swooping point.
Who does
Like
that?
all you fucking bitches, every single one of you. Bye, then you bring it back. Bye.
That's what Kevin Hart did when his stand-up. He was like, check me out. I can be a stand-up
Oh, the R&B
dancer
singer,
real
the
life."
R&B
He's like,
singer. Yeah, it's all hands. It's all hands. Just watch me. I got no words. It looks like I'm about to say some shit, but I don't say shit.
I
Watch
don't say
this.
nothing.
Shout out Kevin Hart.
Love you, bro.
Dude, that dude made it. He's from a shit town in Philly, and one of the guys
He's from
he
Philly,
grew up
which
with-
is a shit town.
he's a little bit lower level comedian, Big J Orkerson. But I mean, it's amazing to see how far Kevin Hart's. Because I remember when he was in what the hell was he in? Scary Movie.
Yeah,
Anthony
Scary
Anderson
Movie.
making all those what the heck was it? The gay
40-Year-Old
jokes.
Virgin. He's in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
He was the one who was
Came in,
came in
yep.
hot.
Yep.
And he's talking shit to him.
Yep. I mean,
Dude,
granted, those are big movies, but still.
but he had small time roles. Now he's selling out Madison. He's one of the few comedians to sell out Madison Square Garden. So I mean, that just goes to show that you could literally start from. I mean, that's like he's one of the big success stories coming out.
Yeah.
You can start from nowhere,
God,
and
he's funny.
I guess that's where we're at. Is we're just trying to start from nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like I said,
basically
we
what
got
we're
a
doing.
basic setup. You got your Apple headphones.
Oh my god.
I bought some nice.
Yeah.
I bought some nicer headphones, but dude, I what is it you were looking at? I can't.
I can't. I
And I think you were mentioning Bluetooth. I don't think Bluetooth hooks up to this because I have a nice pair of Bluetooth ones,
Yeah.
but you gotta have like a hard line for these.
Yeah, I was just looking at headphones on Amazon here, and it is unbelievable the price of headphones nowadays. And you want a good pair because right now I have these Apple ones, and my
Yeah.
ears hurt.
Yeah, they don't
They
sit comfortably. Like
hurt.
I do, like I've considered over the head ones just for this, just because
Right.
it's like that nice cushion. But dude,
Yeah.
what was it you were looking at? I know you were looking at a pair. What pair?
So
you were looking
at first
what-
I pulled
what
up
brand?
Skull Candy.
Yeah.
And
They're
they
nice.
just-
I've had
Man.
them. They're nice.
I've heard that, but I don't. They
that-
look uncomfortable.
Right.
So I got
But-
a pair kind of like yours.
Yeah.
But the Beats by Dre, and the price of them are ridiculous.
So listen, if anybody listening, tweet us. Is there a huge difference that you can really substantially note between Beats, which are $230,
Well, I'll let you know on Tuesday when I get them.
and just like a Sony? I mean,
'Cause,
just
hey,
a Sony
shout
over
out
the
Amazon Prime.
head. Yeah. Shout out Beats. Shit.
Oh, and another thing I want to tell you is that if you use Amazon, go to Amazon Smile,
Oh, and do the
and you
donate.
can do a donation.
Yeah.
And I just made a donation to New York Bully Crew, which is where, again, I got 2 pits. And New York Bully Crew is a rescue in New York, obviously. And they rescue from all over. My dog is actually from Georgia. He was born in a shed
Yeah.
in Georgia. The mother and 12 puppies.
Damn. Puppy
And-
mill?
No, it was,
No.
I think it was a pregnant
Yeah.
female, and someone didn't feel like taking care of her,
I
so
mean,
they dropped
yeah.
her off in a shed
If you-
in the middle
yeah.
of nowhere, like in the woods.
If you can, I think the big thing is get adopted. Obviously, if
Right.
you got small
I mean,
kids,
yeah, it's-
adopted can get a little bit
You need to
bit
know,
tougher. You kind of got to know
right.
the dog's history.
And don't just go to. You need to go to a shelter and bring the dog around. Do a week trial. They do it with you. But, I'll always go back to New York Bully Crew. I try to donate as often as possible. But, obviously I got bills to pay too. And I damn sure ain't rich, so. But I
I'll do the
always
same
said,
thing.
if I ever do become rich, I'm buying a trailer full of toys, food, and everything else. I help out dogs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I do. When I donate, I usually donate to Boy Scouts in America. Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
saw the face. I'm an Eagle Scout. Dude, I had a lot of fun doing it.
Scout's honor.
You get that's the Vulcan sign. You get a lot of points for it. If you get your Eagle Scout and you go into the military, you automatically start when you come out of basic at an
E5?
E3. Nah, it's E3. So I think most of the time you come out as an E2
But hey,
based on your test scoring
you
and
didn't
basic.
go in the military, Chris.
I did not, but I can tell you what, probably one of the few people that can survive in the woods for. And I had a good crew. I had a good troop. We did survival camping and being from Colorado, we did high adventure, so we did 14ers and 13ers and
Right.
backpacking. A lot of kids don't get that experience. That's definitely an experience to have.
It is. I mean,
And we can talk about. Backpacking, backcountry. We
Right.
want to get into some backcountry hunting.
we do. That trip
Survival
we got coming up.
camping. I've survival camped. Would I say I could give tips on it? I can say what should I do and don't like. We can do product reviews of backpacking.
You can give tips, but you better make sure you tell people not to listen to you.
But getting back to the Amazon, you're looking at headphones. Obviously, we want nice headphones. We're trying to step our game up here and there, but yeah, Beats are just
Oh my god, dude!
they're
you're
too
looking
much.
at
I don't know if they're
100
even worth that's what I'm asking are they even worth it? Is it worth $230? Are they going to last? Are they going to provide? How much better can I hear music? Like
Yeah,
what am I gonna hear through a beat
So,
that I'm not gonna hear through
the
this?
first one that pops
I
up-
think it's like $30. I don't even know who makes this thing. These $30 headphones I
Beats
got.
Solo 2 wireless on-ear headphones, $200. Like, granted,
That's the cheaper. That's
I
not the
mean,
studio model either. The studio model is like
right.
$300.
it's unreal.
Hey man, you know what it is? People pay for it. You got a name behind it. You got Dr. Dre, big
Well,
name
he
in the
sold it
industry.
now. He sold it to Apple.
Well, he sold it. And they got it in their computers now.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't get it, but
yeah.
I just dropped $50 on some Beats, but not the over-the-head ones. Kind of like the ones you got go behind the ear there
Yeah.
and then into the
These
ear.
are a little bit more comfy, but to be honest with you, I can actually pop that over the ear part out, and it stays in my ear pretty decent, just like
cool.
this.
Yeah.
Because with my glasses, I got pretty big glasses. They actually, you know what,
old
I'm gonna leave that
dome.
off. They're better for working out, for when you're doing push-ups and stuff. Because those ones you have, the ones that don't loop over the ear, I found like when I
Just
work
fall
out,
out.
yeah, they fall out.
Yeah, and I can't run. I don't run
Yeah.
anyway, but I'm just saying. I got a wild hair up my ass. I decided to
Right.
run. I don't have.
But you don't have that
Yeah,
problem because you shave.
I do. I haven't in a while.
Justin is our hairless fellow, as much as possible.
No.
Justin
No,
likes.
I don't
Justin
shave
likes
my
to,
arms.
Justin
I don't
likes
shave
to,
my legs.
Justin likes to get swimmer on
I don't
us.
shave my chest. I manscape.
Dude, I was gonna say
I
this.
manscape. Okay?
After everything you just mentioned, that only leaves like two regions:
Yes. I manscape.
face and nuts.
And if you listen to our first episode, I don't shave my face. I'm not shaving
Not
my
shaving your
face
face, not shaving by accident.
until my baby is
anymore.
born.
I still, when you started
in
talking about that,
February.
I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
So
Don't trip into razors. If
February.
you're tripping into razors, man.
Yeah, you never know. I got a lot of shit in my house.
You haven't.
Got razors
Yeah,
everywhere.
exactly. Sounds like a safe
So
environment.
my baby is going to be born in February, and I'm not shaving till February. Except my neck. My neck is bothering me. I'm shaving that today.
Well, yeah.
Within like the next half hour.
That's one of the few parts that grows.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't know me, which I guess most of you really wouldn't, but
Well,
my face it don't grow hair with it.
We're
Damn.
getting to know you. That's the
They
thing. Is
are.
we're getting to
Yeah,
know you.
you know, that's
my
the thing
beard,
about this.
My beard didn't come in for a while. I had some mean chops.
See, I've
I
never
had a
just given
couple-
it the time, I don't think.
I've had a couple patches.
I think 2 months is my longest
Yeah.
that I've really let everything grow. Now, my goatee, I've let grow for probably 6 to 8 months,
See,
I
and I
think,
got
at a time.
stylish with it. So here's the thing, though, is now we have I think we should talk about that a little bit because it's a style now. Having a beard is a style, and there are a lot of guys with like huge beards. And I don't know who's listening. I'm not knocking anything. How you live your life is your thing. But I've chopped wood. I've ridden a horse, shoot guns.
You just rode a Harley.
I just rode a Harley. I've ridden Harley for a while.
It didn't look like it.
Yeah, it's been about 3 years. I took yours out, dude. I'm still jacked from that
Yeah.
thing. That thing kicks up.
Gets
What
up
do you
and
got? What
rolls.
is it? What is it?
It
Again?
is a 2015 Harley Sportster 1200 X, like XL or X.
So I learned to ride on an
XL
old
or something.
Indian, and then we have, what the hell is it? We have a 1954 Harley Hummer, which is it's a CC. It's like 150 CC, 3-stroke, or 2-stroke. It's got 3 gears. Gets up to about 60 miles an hour, but I can also pick it up over my head.
Right. I've had that one. I'd say on the highway probably $110.
$110.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like I mean,
But
so
it's tough. You have no crouch room, so it's you can't like crouch down and get behind a windshield.
no, you got,
you kind
you
of
got straight,
crouch
yeah, you got
rocker it.
straight
So,
handles that are
yeah,
that are out in
it's-
front of you.
It's tough, but I mean it's.
But
a good
it is more for
bike.
cruising, yeah. But that's the thing is like
And
so
I cruised it down Ocean City last year with my father
yeah.
for Bike Week, and I mean it's a comfortable ride. I
Yeah,
love
you got
it.
the
I
you got the
mean,
rear suspension.
Yeah.
Sportster, once they came out with that rear suspension, really made them a lot more comfortable to ride, easier
Yeah.
on the back.
The
Those,
seat's
dude,
a
I'll
little
tell you
hard,
what,
but,
those
I mean-
those hardtails, dude, that'll do a number on your lower back.
Yes.
You get off of that thing, you got to stretch.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I had to do it. We stopped probably. We drove about an hour and a half. Ocean City, Maryland's about 4 hours for me, so I drove probably about an hour and a half. We stopped, got a cup of coffee or something. I mean, we started
Let your
early.
nuts and ass wake up
Yeah.
from the vibration.
Yeah. So then grabbed a cup of coffee, met my father's buddy, and then we cruised down probably the rest, 2.5, 3 hours. And we stopped, got breakfast. I mean, we stopped
Yeah.
here and there, and then once we're down there, it was more or less just a hang out and
Right.
have a couple beers, and we didn't really. You go to Bike Week to park your bike
Yeah,
and look at the
walk-
festivities.
yeah, you look at the
I
other
mean,
bikes and everything like that. That's all it is. Same thing with Car Week. Car
And-
Week's nice.
And the thing is, down there, everybody does the Harley wave.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You're just driving with one hand. You can't pull your fucking clutch in. Like, there's bikes everywhere. If you're flying, or not flying, if you're driving down the road and you see a Harley, you see one or two. You might see 3 or 4 in passing. Not in Bike Week. Stop waving.
I'll get you something better. So
Jesus.
on that note of like, what is it? What do you call that? Just
Harley
traditions.
wave, yeah. And
No,
it's a bike wave. I
It is a
mean-
bike wave. But so you're about to have a kid.
Right.
There's a carrier, a baby carrier. Golly, what's it called? I think it's called like a.
For a motorcycle?
No, not for a
Oh.
motorcycle, just a general carrier. And I'll have to think of it.
I was like, who the fuck is
I'm gonna have
putting
to.
their
I'm gonna have
child?
to. No. It's just a baby carrier to walk around in, but it's a specific carrier. And God, I wish I could remember because we were gonna get one. I think it's like a Tula. Yeah, it's called a Tula. So I got my buddy Drew on the line, and he's gonna explain what you got in ahead of you coming if you buy this carrier. So Drew, this is Drew Chaffee. I think you have an Instagram if you want to.
Dropping last
If you
names.
want to holler out your Instagram, go for it for people to follow you. But
Actually don't. I am very anti-social media.
all right, anti-social
I like
media, but he's on the podcast.
I like it.
So he's gonna tell you what you're in for if you get this carrier. So what is the carrier?
So the carrier is called the Tula. It's, regular baby carrier. You can hold somebody on the front or back.
Right.
But what comes along with it is a cult. Like, they have their own greeting in public. They yell out at each other, and there's pages dedicated to it. It's creepy. Like, everybody's loyal to a brand of some kind. But Tula people are, like, Charles Manson obsessed.
All right. So he has the Harley Wave. He was talking about the Harley Wave. But what's the holler if another Tula sees a Tula out and about? What are they gonna holler at this motherfucker?
They're going to holler Tula in the wild at him, and he is expected to reply with caca.
So at least with the Harley Wave, you just got to take one hand off your steering wheel. You just got to take one hand off the handle and hope not to crash to wave at them. But this one, you got to come out and cuckoo.
You got to be like Rufio in Hook and hit him with caca.
You got to hit 'em with the caca. What happens if you don't? Are they gonna come at you?
You won't get jumped gang style, but you will get the evil mom stink eye, which is almost as bad.
It is. That's like them. That's like when
Oh
you.
my
That's like when your parent
God.
said, "Listen, I'm not mad at you,
I'm
but I'm
disappointed.
disappointed."
There's nothing worse than a mom with holding a grudge.
Yeah.
Now,
'cause
now, how did you hear about this?
So my wife actually, she's part of the cult, so I've gotten to witness it firsthand.
the cult is
She
the
got a
cult is
couple
the
different ones.
the cult is the Tula, not just any
Not
other-
just the
she's
cult.
She's not a Baptist. She's not a Southborough Baptist.
No, she's not burning down people's houses for different views. No, she tried a bunch of different carriers throughout time. We've got 2. We've got a 5-year-old and a almost 2-year-old. So she's had a couple different ones, and she likes the Tula because honestly she thinks it's the most comfortable. But
Right.
The group following that comes with it is
Almost not worth
is
it.
like, I mean, Facebook pages dedicated to it where they take pictures of each other. They have
Oh my
dedicated
God.
to the target altogether.
So I mean, real quick, with that, I mean, we went to go look at carriers too. I think we ended up getting an Ergo 360, but the lady who came in that bought one right before we did, she bought a Tula, but it was not for her baby. It was for her small dog. So she walked in. Yeah, she walked in, tried the carrier on, liked the carrier, plopped the dog in it, paid at the register, and walked out.
Oh my goodness.
That's a whole different kind of group of people.
You think she's still gonna get?
I don't think we have time for.
You still think she's gonna get the cuckoo?
Just because somebody might not notice, they'll look for the brand before they look for what's actually in it. She might get hit with a caca.
She might be able to caca. She might get the shout out.
It's
Totally in the wall.
Just like everybody has, their favorite food or their favorite car.
Yeah.
It's like people who like Ford over Chevy. Everybody takes the Tula over the Ergo or the other
Right.
kind.
That is hilarious.
That
All
is
right.
unbelievable.
It's an
No.
adventure. You're buying a lifestyle.
Not happening.
But yeah, man, I knew you knew what it was, and I couldn't think of the brand name because we got the different one. But
Yeah.
glad
Well,
you.
again, it's all personal preference, but
Right.
like I said, there's a following that you inherit when you buy a Tula.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. So we just wanted to give him the heads up before he goes out there and starts getting brand
Starts
names.
buying a Tula.
Yep, he's got to think long and hard if he's willing to dedicate his life, because once you're in, it's blood in, blood out.
Blood in. They're jumping you at the store. Like, yo, you Tula? Cuckoo, motherfucker.
I ain't about that life.
Yeah, the hand gestures will come next.
Throwing up the Tulas.
Oh,
Throw
God.
up your keys.
Right on, man.
That is great.
All right, well, I'll text you here in a minute. I'll let you get off here. I just wanted to confirm the brand for him.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right, I'll talk
Thanks,
to you
man.
later, man.
All right, later, buddy.
Later.
All right, bye. So that was Drew
That is hilarious.
giving us a little bit of insight into the future Justin may be beholden to. Took me a minute to get that friggin' word out. And trying to start up like a lawnmower. But so that's the world you're coming to.
Can't wait, man. No, I genuinely can't wait, to be honest with you.
It'll be good. We can tell. I
It'll
think
be
we can
fun.
dedicate a whole episode to that. Obviously, Craig will get there. Craig is not. He's getting married, so he's on his path to that. I have a buddy just got married. He'll be on his way to that. I just want to give everybody out there a little bit of heads up. I don't know who our demographic is. If you're male, female, teen, senior, whatever it is, give you a heads up into the the lifestyle of the
The
Tula.
future we
if you
behold.
get jumped into that.
Jumped.
That was great, man.
That was pretty good. That was funny. I did not expect that.
To be
at
honest,
all.
we can probably call him in if we give him a heads up. Same thing with the guy that'll debate us on the DH. We can probably get a couple call-ins when it's just you and me. Because he probably would have jumped all. He's big. I mean, he's big sports.
Yeah.
He's bossing everything, so it's like, peh. And if he's listening to this, he knows. But yeah, man. I mean,
That's funny.
I think we can get a couple callers in here.
I think
Obviously,
so.
now we're not going to take calls, but we can get a couple guest spots going.
You know what? If we get good enough to where we can take calls, I will get a house phone strictly for that at my house. Because I don't have a house phone right now.
Yeah.
I don't believe in them.
We'll get it
I don't
going.
give a fuck about them.
So I mean, that's the thing, though. Like,
They're nothing but solicitors.
No, I mean, in the past, man, you used to have that. I didn't have a cell phone growing up.
Me
When I
neither,
got to
but
my
I'm just
buddy, when I
saying.
got to my buddy's house, it was pretty much, hey, when you get there, call us.
Right.
So I'd call from their landline to
You
my
had
landline.
to call from the house.
Yeah, you had to call from the landline, let them
Prove
know
that
you were
you're
there.
there.
Right, and I mean, we were going half mile. I used to ride my bike 4 to 6 miles to his house to hang out.
Uphill both ways.
Luckily, no, it was next to a highway with
Jesus.
no barrier.
Nice.
I don't think you were supposed to be on there with that with a bike.
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry, bicycle. Since we were also talking
Bicycle.
about motorcycles.
I had a buddy drive or pedal bike from around here
Yeah.
down to Shrewsbury on 83, and then from Shrewsbury, I think it's about
It's a 40-mile ride. You can make it.
and then it's about 5 or 6 miles west to where I was, and he rode his pedal bike the entire way down 83.
Was it like was it a road bike? I mean, was it for that?
It was a mountain bike, but I mean,
Yeah,
still.
still.
I mean,
It's 80 miles.
yeah, that's a hell of a bike ride. But
Especially
again, summertime, we're out of
people-
school. He
right.
was bored. We didn't have cars yet. I
Right.
mean, we were only 15, 16 years
Right.
old. So
What are you gonna do?
yeah. So his mom, all of our parents were at work. So
He needed to get to where he needed
Yeah.
to get, and he got there.
That's the other thing, man. I mean,
And it was
anymore,
hilarious.
I don't think if your kid doesn't have a cell phone when they're going somewhere and they get pulled over, I think you get in trouble for that. If you're at LEO, anything like that, let me know. Tweet us at Early Chatter. Let us know the standard on that, because I'm almost positive if a kid's walking in a neighborhood and they don't have like a cell phone on them, I think the parent can get in trouble.
That makes no sense at all. If I don't want to give my fucking teenager a cell
No,
phone.
not even teenager. I think it's like kids.
That is stupid.
Yeah.
My kids ain't having cell phones.
You know.
Until a very...
Well, they have
and
the
if
ones,
they do...
they have the ones that have like
okay.
where you can dial 4 numbers. But I mean,
Right.
like, okay, so not like as I would call it, a PDA.
Okay.
With the internet access and everything like
right.
that. You have a flip
Okay.
phone.
Okay. I agree with that. That's different. I mean, an
But-
emergency phone.
Right.
Agreed. Okay. That's different.
But
that's
I mean, it's the
fine.
same thing though. But
Where they can't
because
use it and get on the fucking
nobody,
internet.
Nobody
and-
has landlines anymore. So if
No.
you get to somebody's house now, you either have to ask the parent who may or may not be there. Like if they're 12, 13, I don't care if a parent's home.
Yeah.
Now things you're gonna have to worry about here down the line.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Nobody has landlines anymore.
Right. I mean,
They
that
have
makes
a-
sense.
they have a cell
I'm
phone.
thinking you're talking, a full blown out iPhone or Android
Right,
or some
no, I
shit
think
like that.
Some of them got it. The
yeah.
kids they got the full
Some
they
do.
got the tablets. They got I see kids with Pro 3s.
Yeah. My stepson
But
has
he
a
ain't got-
tablet. No,
Is it a
he's
Pro-
got.
it's not a
no,
Pro
no, no, no,
3.
no, 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 no. No, he's got one of the Amazon
or
tablet
an
things.
iPad.
Right.
That's $400. I mean, I get that it's so many
No,
toys
yeah,
in
this
one, but
thing
it's
was
also
like $80.
it's also staring at an LCD screen,
Right.
not moving. Like I guess you can play Fruit Ninja, Angry Birds, all the
Yeah,
stuff
I
I'm
mean-
playing as an
At
adult.
28.
But yeah, I mean, there's like there's such a low threshold for getting kids outside anymore. It's pretty much just make sure they're entertained and out of your hair.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I mean, what are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. We're at about what we need to be at.
Okay.
I want to thank Drew again for calling in. Actually, I guess I called him, so I want to thank Drew for picking up.
Thanks, Drew.
He is busy. As he said, he's got 2 kids. A lot of kid talk. I mean, we can have him on. We can all just we'll do a whole cast on
kiddos.
parenthood, kids,
Cool with that, man.
stuff like that.
Kids
we'll
are
do
fun.
we jumped around a little bit here at the end. Real quick, I do want to close out the last ad because I think this is a true test of the time. This is the last ad I'm going to read from this penthouse. Right now, it is our only source of fun ads. So just a little trying of the times here. This is for let's see here. What's this for? This is for a Subaru Brat.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly.
I'm gonna pull up a picture because I'm curious.
So this is the ad for it. It's bold-faced. A first for the family car, 4-wheel drive. So this is the first car that has 4-wheel drive. Here's the ad. For the low price of $4,629 in California, it's $4,797.
Hold on. Before
Okay.
you go any further,
Okay.
I just found one for sale.
How much?
It's loading. Fucking
What year is
internet's
it?
Slow.
So let's say this is 1978.
It doesn't. Oh, God, come on, internet, load.
It sounds like this is the first year for the 4-wheel drive wagon. The option for 4-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. What do you got?
Okay, lied to me.
Oh,
Uh,
line.
Yeah.
All right, so here we're gonna finish the ad out. See if you can find one for sale real quick. You get the first, so for $4,629 in 1978, you get the first passenger wagon with full-time front-wheel drive. That becomes 4-wheel drive at the flick of a lever inside the car. A standard feature like power assist front brakes, all-purpose radial tires.
Dude, it looks like
rear
an El
window
Camino
washer.
on steroids.
Oh yeah, no, the Brats were dope. This is for the this is actually for the wagon though. What was it? Assist front brakes, all-purpose radial tires, rear window washer and wiper, and AM push-button radio. The 4-wheel drive wagon also delivers gas mileage other 4-wheel vehicles can't reach. 36 highway and 26 city, on a gallon of lower cost regular. Oh, that's not bad. In
Wow.
California, it's 29 highway, 20 miles per gallon. California apparently was fucking up the gas game, which means you can climb the steepest
They
hills.
started.
Oh yeah, which means you can climb the steepest hills in our 4-wheel drive wagon without paying the steep price.
So I found a 1986 Subaru Brat 4x4. Just take a. Okay, so there's in
The
a
El Camino version, it's got rear-facing seats, so you face backwards.
nice.
Yeah.
So it's on eBay. There's a buy it now price, and then there's bids. So
Let's buy it now.
What do you think the buy it now price for a 1986 Subaru Brat?
Oh, 86.
86.
86.
And I can smell that.
I'm gonna say 5,000.
Exactly.
Is it exactly?
$5,000. So what do you think the bidding is? Is that right now? Obviously below 5,000 because
Yeah.
nobody's bought it yet.
Say 2,000.
1,700.
1,700.
People are bidding on this for 1,700.
Dude, there are fans of that stuff. There are people who love those
Jesus
old niche
Christ.
cars.
It's only
just,
got
I mean,
151,000 miles on it.
30 years. Hold on, so it's 30 years, so it's 156. So 10
It's a
years would be.
34-year car.
So when
It's
they sell,
34
so
years.
when they buy it from you, it's 12,000 miles a year. When they're selling it to you, it's 15,000 miles. So that's 10 years. So they put less than over 30. They put 5,000 miles on it a year. That's not bad.
I'm sure it's been sitting for.
Oh yeah, it's probably dry rotted.
Right.
Or it's been in a barn and there's a bunch of ratness in it.
Yeah.
But think about that. He's asking more than the cost of a new one
Yeah.
in 1978. Stop doing that to your microphone.
I'm getting bored.
That's
No,
all
I'm just
right.
kidding, man.
I would
It's
hope
actually
not.
fun.
This is our podcast. You
I
can't
love
say
it. It's totally kidding. I'm not getting bored at all.
But,
I could do this all day.
But that's
I
the thing.
enjoy
Like,
this.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I guess this is what we started this for, so we
Yeah.
can get together as busy dads we are. Because I got a lot of shit to do today.
You got a lot of shit to do. I gotta go home and watch the old tyke.
Kiddo.
Yeah. So we'll close it out now, so we can go live our lives. Hope you're doing the same, and I will release episode 3. What? Wednesday?
How many we at? This is
So this
four?
is 4. We're
We
gonna
can
try and
do-
we're gonna actually try and up it to more than once a week, where we may record them simultaneously one after the
Yeah.
other, but we're gonna try and release Wednesday and Saturday, maybe Tuesday and Saturday. So if we put 3 up on Tuesday, 4 up on Saturday, we just have to record 2 every weekend and we're good, which I think is doable.
I think so. Quick shout out to M&G
Yeah,
Butcher Shop.
we were
your
eating.
shit is good.
Yeah, we were eating some
Pastrami.
some deer pastrami. I've had it in my deep freezer since last year.
M&G, check them out.
It was
Westminster,
good.
Maryland.
Westminster, Maryland. Ask for Mike or Archmuller. They're the owners.
Good stuff.
Tell them Early Chatter sent you.
Yeah. They probably don't even know who the fuck
Don't
we
know
are.
who the fuck we are. No, they do. We've worked with close proximity.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that'll close it out for the week. And stay busy, stay happening. That's stupid. Stay early, stay chatter.
So,
So
if
we'll
you
do
want to
the-
hit us up on social media,
Yeah, Twitter is @earlychatter. Instagram is @early_chatter. Personal pages @ChrisMichaelCM.
at JBC617, and I don't remember Craig, so
Craig
It's like-
M321.
okay, Craig.
That's Craig. So yeah, hit us up, check us out, and follow along. Talk to you guys later.
America.
America. That's right. We do end in America.
America.
America.